Player movement is causing some real price changes in the football card market. But it's not just football cards that are hot. We've got basketball and baseball as well in today's Top 5 Cards.
My name is Jeff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me and my team as we help you profit from the hobby we all love.
Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. I am just back from the Mint Collective in Vegas. What an incredible card show and experience that was. I'm rolling out of that even more optimistic about the hobby than ever before, and you are not going to want to miss our coverage of that show because it was awesome. This Sunday, you're gonna see our vlogs from the Mint Collective. Check them out. And during those vlogs, we're also debuting a brand new feature for market movers, which is incredible. You guys have to check it out. It's gonna be really, really good stuff. But also good stuff are these cards that are going up today. So let's jump right in with today's Top 5 Cards. All right, we're actually gonna start off with a cold card today, a card going down. The cards of Carson Wentz. It has been a rough stretch for Carson Wentz's cards really ever since the start of last football season. There was a lot of hope for Carson Wentz with the Indianapolis Colts last football season. That hope did not materialize, and now he's no longer on the Colts. He was recently traded from the Colts to the Washington, what are they? The Commanders? The Commanders, is that what they are? The Commanders? So he's over there now, and unfortunately that hasn't caused much of a bump in his card prices. I don't think people are very optimistic about Carson Wentz's future in the NFL anymore after he hasn't really fully been able to make it work with a couple of teams. And if we look at what his cards have done since the start of the last NFL season, so we're looking back to September 10th of 2021 when the last NFL season started through now, you can just see the drop of these cards. We've got a few of his popular cards up here on the screen. His 2016 Optic Base Rookie Card PSA 10, 2016 Optic Hollow PSA 10, 2016 Prism Silver PSA 10. These have all taken a nosedive. That Prism Silver down 66%, that Optic Hollow down 75%, and that Optic Base down 79% since the start of last football season. That Optic Base in particular, right at the start of last football season, was selling for almost $150. Today, you can pick that card up for $30. $30. It has been a cold several months for Carson Wentz. It is an important reminder that not every card goes up. In fact, a lot of them go down. So be careful with your investing. Carson Wentz is one that would have been a bad investment story for you over the last many months. But now let's talk about players who are doing well and whose cards are going up. And we're starting in the number 5 spot today with Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies, a surging team. Memphis has been absolutely incredible this season, and Jaren Jackson Jr. has been a big part of it. He's their center and forward, and perhaps their best defensive player. He might win Defensive Player of the Year this year. He's also an important component in their offense, especially when Ja Morant isn't on the floor. Jackson is averaging about 16.5 points per game this season, about 6 rebounds per game. Some thought his offensive numbers would be a little bit higher, but Memphis has so many good players now. They're spreading the ball around, and they've really got a good thing going. So he's a very important role player for the team. And as we are approaching the playoffs, his cards have been on the rise. You can see here on the screen, I brought up 3 of his popular rookie cards. I've got his 2018 Optic Base in PSA 10, his 2018 Optic Shock in PSA 10, his 2018 Prism Base in PSA 10. The Prism Base is by far the highest population of the 3, population of over 2,500, and it's just flat over the course of the last 30 days. But these optics are going up. The Optic Base is up about 10% over the last 30 days. The Optic Shock, which is the lowest population of the 3 cards, there's only 379 of those that exist in PSA 10 condition. That one is up 34% over the last 10 days. Jackson's Prism stuff, more flat. His Optic stuff seems to be going up. As we near the playoffs, it will be interesting to see if we can see some upwards movement across all of his cards. Now look guys, I want to remind you that this show today is all about what cards have done in the market in the past weeks. We are not making picks and we are not predicting what these cards will do in the weeks and months ahead. That is up to you to decide. Do you believe in Memphis? Do you believe in Jaren Jackson Jr? Do you think they're gonna have a good playoff run? You make your own decision as to whether it's time to buy or sell. We're going to football for the number 4 spots, and we're going with a receiver who benefited from another receiver leaving his team. CeeDee Lamb of the Dallas Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb is now the man in Dallas. Amari Cooper has moved on from the Cowboys, so Lamb is the clear number 1 guy in Dallas. Can he have a healthy Dak Prescott all season this year? That has been a struggle in the past, but if so, CeeDee Lamb could put up some really eye-popping numbers. Last year, he caught over 1,100 yards in receiving, 6 touchdown passes. Could those numbers increase this year with him as a clear number 1 in Dallas? There are some football card investors who think that will be the case because his cards have been going up, especially ever since that Amari Cooper news. You can see what I'm talking about. I brought a few of his cards up here on the screen. His 2020 Mosaic Silver card in PSA 10, his 2020 Optic Base card in PSA 10, his 2020 Prism base card in PSA 10. We're looking over the last 30 days at these 3 CeeDee Lamb rookie cards. They're all going up. That Optic base card up 36%, Mosaic Silver card up 33%. Prism base card actually flat over the last 30 days. But let's look at that Mosaic Silver, $70 currently is what it's selling for. Actually recently sold for as high as $100. That card was $52, actually sold for as little as $40 before the Amari Cooper news was announced. So you've seen a little bump in those card prices. Whether these bumps will be sustained or not ultimately comes down to how the Cowboys perform this season. Do people believe that CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott can get over the playoff hump? Only time will tell. In the number 3 spot, we're going with baseball and a new acquisition by the Colorado Rockies, Kris Bryant. The popular infielder is now a Rocky. Now last season, he was pretty good. He batted .265, 25 home runs, and 73 RBIs between the Cubs and the Giants. Some were surprised that he went to the Rockies, but of course the Rockies is a hitter-friendly environment and gives him the chance to potentially put up some massive offensive numbers. And there are baseball card investors out there who think that will in fact be the case because they are taking a chance on Bryant's cards right now going up in value in the future. His cards have been hot here over the last 30 days. You can see what I mean on the screen. This is his 2014 Bowman First Prospects card in PSA 10, Bowman Chrome. His 2014 Bowman Paper Prospects in PSA 10, and his 2015 Topps Base in PSA 10, his 2015 Topps Chrome Base in PSA 10. Most of these are going up. The Topps Chrome Base is the one exception, but there hasn't been as many sales of that card. But you can see the Topps Base card from 2015, his base rookie card, up 54% over the course of the last 30 days. His Paper Prospects card in PSA 10 from 2014 Bowman, up 58% over the course of the last 30 days. And his Chrome Prospects card in PSA 10, up 20% over the last 30 days. That Bowman Paper Prospects in PSA 10 is the least expensive of the 3. Today, that is a $30 card, so still a reasonably inexpensive card to invest in. But if you rewind 30 days ago, it was a $19 card. So we are seeing that upwards movement for Kris Bryant. In the number 2 spot, we're going back to basketball, and we're going with the big man on perhaps the best team in the NBA, Deandre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns. And the Suns have been awesome this season, and Ayton has been a big part of it. He's been playing incredibly well over the last few weeks, averaging 21 points per game and 11 rebounds per game since March the 6th. It's easy to forget that he was the top pick in what was an awesome 2018 draft class, picked before guys like Trae Young and Luka. And Ayton is making a big contribution to the Suns. He is perhaps worthy of such a high draft pick the way that he has been playing. And you can see what that has meant for his card prices. It has meant good things. We're looking here over the course of the last 60 days, and you can see that his cards are on the rise. I'm gonna switch to look by price change by percentage, so you can see the story of all of these cards compared to each other from a percentage standpoint. And this is his 2018 Donruss base in PSA 10, which is the one that's up the most. His 2018 Optic base in PSA 10, his 2018 Prism base in PSA 10. That one's flat. We're seeing a lot of flatness with Prism bases in this show. His 2018 Prism Silver PSA 10 is up, however. It's that Donruss base in PSA 10 that's up almost 76%. Now, of course, that's a very inexpensive card. That card today is around $26. So cards that are lower in volume can bounce, or lower in price, I should say, can bounce around quite a bit. But there was a version of that sold for $14.50 around 60 days ago. Today it's up around $25. But his Optic base PSA 10 is up nicely as well. That's up 18%. And his Prism Silver, the highest end of these cards, that card is up 34%. It recently sold for about $150. And if you go back 60 days ago, it had sold for $112. Where will these cards go from here? Let's see what type of run Phoenix is able to make in the playoffs. It is time for today's number one card, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs in today's episode are from Market Movers, and you can try Market Movers for free for 7 days, and you're gonna wanna do this because we've got a big feature being announced later this week in Market Movers that has just been added. It's gonna be awesome. Check out Market Movers, go to sportscardinvestor.com, click on Market Movers in the main menu bar, and use promo code TRIAL for 7 days for free. It's time for number one, and we're going with a quarterback who just benefited from a huge wide receiver signing. Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins maybe have the best receiver core in the league. Is that possible? Tua certainly has some weapons to throw to now. Of course, they signed Tyreek Hill. They did a big trade deal with Kansas City to get Hill over to the Dolphins, and he already had Jalen Waddle there, so they've got a great up-and-coming receiver crew for sure. Lots of guys for Tua to throw to there in Miami. Now, his first 2 seasons with Miami were a bit up and down. There were bright spots, there were rough patches. The team overall hasn't been great. But the new supplement on offense is giving football card investors optimism as we head into next season. And you can see that with what his card prices have done over the course of the last couple of weeks, especially since that Tyreek Hill news was announced. And this shows you the power of Market Movers. I put a ton of Tua's different rookie cards on the same graph. I've got his absolute base in PSA 10, his Donruss base in PSA 10, his Mosaic base NFL debut in PSA 10, his Mosaic base in PSA 10, his Mosaic pink camo in PSA 10, his Optic Hollow in PSA 10, his Prism base in PSA 10. In fact, we've got hundreds and hundreds of Tua's cards in Market Movers. I could have added a ton more, but I think this is enough to do. Let's switch to look at the graph by price change by percentage. That tells you the story. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the last 2 weeks. Every single one of these cards is shooting up. The one that's gone up the most is the Mosaic Pink Camo in PSA 10. That card is up 122% over the last 2 weeks. Most recently sold for $99, and there was a sale of that card for $45 2 weeks ago. But all of these cards are up. His Mosaic Base PSA 10 is up 82% over the last 2 weeks. That is now a $40 card, whereas 2 weeks ago, that was a $22 card. His Mosaic NFL debut is up 66%. His Donruss PSA 10 is up 59%. His Prism base PSA 10 is up 59% as well. That is a $125 card today. That card was down at $79 less than 2 weeks ago. And his Optic Holo PSA 10, the most expensive of the bunch, is up 25% over the last 2 weeks. That card is now $275. That card sold for $220 less than 2 weeks ago. And that Absolute Base in PSA 10 is up 42% over the last 2 weeks. It has been an incredible run for Tua's cards. We'll see what the Dolphins can do this year, but at the moment, if you've got Tua cards, you're doing well. By the way, those rumors about Tom Brady coming to the Dolphins, how could that affect this? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It might be the time to sell right now if you have Tua cards. I don't know. What do you think? Are you bullish on Tua? Are you bullish on the Dolphins? Do you think Brady could actually end up there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And guys, if you like this episode, give this episode the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so we can bring you more content just like this. And check out Market Movers. You're not going to want to miss out on the new feature announcement this week. Go to sportscardinvestor.com, click Market Movers in the main menu bar, and use promo code TRIAL for 7 days free. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back in a few days with our next episode. Take care.